You know, it's one of the worst feelings for a homeowner. You list your beautiful, high-end home on Alabama's gorgeous Eastern Shore, and then you just hear crickets. Silence. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know the problem probably isn't your home. It's the story being told about it. Today, we're going to dive into a blueprint designed to completely rewrite that story and get you the sale you absolutely deserve.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll unpack the real problem with most luxury listings. Then, we'll introduce a powerful story-driven strategy and break it down into 3 distinct tiers. After that, we'll explore the psychology that makes it so successful. And finally, we'll show you exactly how to rewrite your home story for good.
All right, let's get right to the heart of the issue. The problem isn't a home's quality or its value. Nope. It's the huge mismatch between a premium, one-of-a-kind property and the outdated, cookie-cutter marketing methods so often used to sell it.
This question hits home for so many people. That feeling of confusion, that frustration, it is completely real. But here's the thing. This isn't a story about your home's value. It's a story about its marketing. A failed listing is almost always a failure of the method, not the property itself. You see, there are really 2 paths you can go down. The first is that old, passive listen and wait trap. That's where you just put the home on the MLS and cross your fingers, hoping the right buyer stumbles upon it. But then there's the other way, an active, story-driven method that doesn't just wait around. It goes out and actively creates an emotional connection with that perfect buyer. And in the luxury market, that difference is everything.
This analogy just paints the perfect picture, doesn't it? The couture gown is still priceless, but tossing it on a clearance rack totally devalues it in an instant. Well, that is exactly what happens when a magnificent home gets a generic, boring listing in a super crowded marketplace. And listen, this passive approach has real, painful consequences. The home loses that new-to-market excitement almost immediately. As the days on the market start ticking up, buyers get suspicious. They start to wonder, what's wrong with it? And that leads directly to lowball offers and price cuts that just chip away at your equity. But beyond the numbers, there's a heavy emotional toll, that awful feeling that your beautiful home has just been forgotten. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now, let's talk about the solution. And it requires a really fundamental shift in thinking, away from just listing features and toward telling a story that makes a property absolutely unforgettable. At the very core of this new approach is the Eastern Shore Luxe Home Renewal Blueprint. Now, the key phrase here is full renewal strategy. This is not just another marketing plan, okay? It's a deep process designed to find a home's soul, its unique story, and then translate that into a narrative that forges a real, emotional connection. And this quote from the Blueprint's creator, Tami really says it all. The focus on care, clarity, and creative strategy, that's what makes this so different. It's about honoring the significance of the home, not just ticking items off a generic checklist. So you might be wondering, how does this whole strategy actually come to life? Well, it happens through a very clear framework called the Luxe Passport. Think of it as a guided, step-by-step journey that walks a homeowner through the entire renewal process. And this Luxe Passport journey, it unfolds across 3 clear progressive tiers. Each one builds on the last, and together, they completely transform how the market sees and feels about the home. So the journey unfolds in 3 stages: clarity, confidence, and radiance. It all starts with perfecting the foundation. Then it moves to elevating the story. And finally, it culminates in turning the listing into a truly celebrated event. The journey begins with Tier 1, clarity. Now, this isn't about flashy tricks. It's about perfecting the fundamentals with real depth and care. So sure, we have professional luxury photography, but think about the other details. A curated Spotify playlist? That's not just background music. It sets a specific mood during a showing, helping a buyer feel what it's like to live there. And a heartfelt letter to the next owner? That creates a genuine human connection, passing the home's legacy from one family to another. These are story-building tools, all designed to create an immediate emotional spark that standard listings just can't touch. Next up is Tier 2, confidence. And this is where we actively go out and hunt for that perfect buyer. The tools get way more sophisticated here. We're talking twilight photography to create a magical mood, a dream buyer dossier that helps us build hyper-targeted ad campaigns, and even a unique sun tracker map that shows exactly how beautiful light moves through the home during the day. It's all about creating a rich, immersive, can't stop thinking about it experience. And finally, the top tier is radiance. This is reserved for those properties that really deserve a national or even a global spotlight. This means we're pursuing features in outlets like the Wall Street Journal or Mansion Global, commissioning full cinematic video productions, and, this is my favorite detail, creating a custom signature cocktail recipe designed just for the home. It's bespoke marketing at its absolute best, making a property truly impossible to forget. Okay, so we've seen the what, all the incredible services in each tier. But to really get why this strategy is so effective, we have to talk about the why. Because this journey isn't just engineered for marketing success, it's engineered around the psychology of the homeowner themselves. This is so powerful. Each tier is specifically designed to transform the seller's mindset. The clarity tier is there to replace that feeling of uncertainty with a real sense of purpose and direction. The confidence tier turns that feeling of stagnation into momentum and progress. And the radiance tier elevates a home from simply being listed to being truly celebrated and desired. It's a strategy for emotional transformation, not just a property transaction. At the end of the day, the key is creating meaningful movement. The entire process is designed to shift everyone involved, the seller, the agent, and the market, from a passive, frustrating wait to an active, confident pursuit of a successful sale. So let's bring this all together. The real path to sold isn't just about relisting your home and hoping for the best. It's about completely rewriting its story for the marketplace, taking back control, and being incredibly intentional every step of the way. This final analogy just says it all, right? I mean, the information on a Post-it note might be correct, but it completely fails to convey the importance and the celebration of a wedding. In the exact same way, traditional marketing gives you the facts, but fails to honor the prestige and significance that a luxury property truly deserves. And that leaves us with one final question to really think about. Is your home's story being told in a way that actually captures hearts and creates that undeniable sense of desire? Because that's what it takes. So, if you're ready to move beyond ordinary selling, it's time to join the Luxe Passport journey. It's a custom-crafted experience designed from the ground up to showcase your home's unique story and connect it with the perfect buyer. Reach out today to start your property's transformation and set a whole new standard in luxury home sales.